Adrenaline is an amazing thing. This morning I woke up feeling weak, under the weather and very nervous about what lay in store ahead. Because what lay in store ahead was this, the fastest, most advanced race bike ever made in India. And I was about to ride it at a MotoGP circuit in Thailand. Yeah. But right now, I'm feeling buzzed, I'm feeling good, and it's all because of this amazing motorcycle. But I will get back to why this bike is so amazing in a bit. First, let me tell you what it is. Underneath all this amazing carbon fiber bodywork is a TVS Apache RR310. But all that remains of the RR310 is the main chassis, the levers, and the brake calipers. The rest is all completely bespoke. TVS has put all this effort into making this bike for a new one-make racing championship that runs as part of the Asian Road Racing Championship. And some of the technical aspects on this motorcycle are absolutely incredible. First, some basic figures. Now, because there's carbon fiber bodywork all over, lovely billet aluminium parts used, this thing is very light. In fact, it weighs 110 kilos with fuel. The fuel tank itself is smaller. It only holds 6 liters of fuel, which is enough for the races that happen around here. The engine has also been heavily reworked. It now has titanium valves, a forged piston, a dual racing exhaust setup, a tunable racing ECU, and a much bigger cooling system. The redline is now set at 11,900 RPM, which TVS says is still a conservative and safe redline, and they could push it above 12,000 if needed. The company won't give us an exact power figure, but they say that this thing makes around 50 horsepower. So 110 kilos and 50 horsepower. Imagine a Honda Activa with more power than a KTM 390 Duke. On paper, this thing sounds quite intimidating, but when we got to ride it out here, it was amazing. To give you a brief idea of why this thing is so amazing is because it all comes together as a wonderful package. The suspension they've used is premium Öhlins suspension, specifically designed for this bike, fully adjustable at both ends. The brakes have been uprated. They still use the same master cylinder and caliper, but they're using more aggressive brake pads and a bigger 320mm disc. Everything about this motorcycle is far elevated from the RR310. In fact, you wouldn't believe that there was an RR310 underneath it. But it does retain the same essence of the RR310 in the way that that is a friendly, easy bike to ride. And surprisingly, this one is too. I've ridden the one-make RR310 race bike that TVS makes for the Indian Racing Championship, and that was a raw, aggressive, and somewhat challenging motorcycle. Very fast, but not very easy. I expected this bike to be worse, but no. It's remarkably smooth and unbelievably agile. In fact, the biggest challenge was wrapping my head around how fast such a lightweight motorcycle can change direction. It's not scary in how fast it turns, but you do have to reprogram your mind to keep up. We had about 20 minutes to ride, and I did get better by the end, but this is still a very advanced motorcycle, and I barely scratched the surface of its capabilities. Let me show you what the riding position is like. Now, this is a race bike and they're not comfortable, and there's no difference here. And especially since I'm quite tall, I find these things very cramped and restricted in how spacious they are. With that being said, it is a more comfortable bike than the one-make bike that runs in India because the subframe is longer, which gives you more space to move back. The foot pegs are adjustable, the clip-ons can be adjusted. And I do fit on it. I'm not comfortable, but I do fit on it. Nevertheless, comfort is the last thing you want to think about. This thing is designed to go fast. And it is really fast. In fact, at the final round of the championship of the Asian Road Racing Championship, where this one-make championship runs, this bike set a 1 minute 50 lap time around here. To give you some perspective, that is faster than the lap time set by the twin-cylinder 250cc bikes that also run around this circuit. It's amazingly quick, and they've also set a new top speed record this year of 211 kph. Yeah, that's how powerful this motorcycle is. Now let me talk you through some of the things that TVS has done to make this motorcycle so fast. Starting at the front, this large intake here is actually a ram air intake, and what it does is it channels air in through here, through these passages on the side, right into the airbox and straight into the engine. Then the company has given it a quick shifter. Now this only works on the upshift, but it's beautiful. It's such a satisfying quick shifter. Like a proper race bike, the rider has some special buttons here to use as well. There's a pit lane speed limiter. The middle button allows you to choose from 3 different engine maps, and there is launch control for the start of the race. Moving further back, this is all carbon fiber bodywork, but underneath it, the entire subframe is also carbon fiber, helping you lower the weight. The swing arm looks similar to the stock motorcycle, but it's actually shorter, which has shortened the entire wheelbase of the motorcycle. The chain is extremely thin. and they're using Dunlop tires. Now these may look like street tires, but they're actually track spec tires only. And TVS is developing a new set of slicks that they plan to use next year. In fact, TVS says that right now this bike is at about 80 to 85% of its overall potential, and they want to stretch that forward for next year. They're already developing things like more power for the engine. They're optimizing new carbon fiber wheels that will work better with this motorcycle. They have a lot planned. And that's what I find really fascinating and also impressive. This is TVS's first year running this One Make Championship as part of the Asian Road Racing Championship, and the entire paddock has been really impressed with how the company has performed. Next year's motorcycle is sure to be even better, and I don't think it's too much of a dream to imagine TVS one day running in the Moto3 Championship with a motorcycle that they've actually designed and developed in India. How cool would that be?